In the previous lectures, we have been discussing and exploring the exegesis of the Holy Quran by way of the introductory sections. Today, we officially initiate with the exegesis, Tafsir of the Holy Quran by addressing firstly the virtues of Surah Al-Fatihah. Surah Al-Fatihah is the first chapter, Surah of the Holy Quran, and Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala states in the Holy Quran, وَمَن يُؤْتَ الْحِكْمَةَ فَقَدْ أُوتِيَ خَيْرًا كَثِيرًا, and whosoever is given the wisdom, then surely he is granted much good, then surely he is granted abundant good. Now, while commenting on this blessed verse of the Holy Quran, Qazi Abu al-Aliya states that in this verse, the word hikmat refers to the understanding of the Holy Quran. It refers to the interpretation of the Holy Quran, the exploration of the exegesis of the sacred and the blessed divine book of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, the Holy Quran. So some scholars have held and thus maintained that the word hikmat in this Quranic verse, وَمَن يُؤْتَ الْحِكْمَةَ فَقَدْ أُوتِيَ خَيْرًا كَثِيرًا. So some scholars have maintained and thus held the view that the word hikmah in this verse of the Holy Quran in actual refers to the exegesis of the Holy Quran, the Tafsir of the Holy Quran. So from the past few days, we have been discussing and exploring the introductory sections of the exegesis of the Holy Quran, and today we officially start and initiate with the verse by verse exegesis of the Holy Quran in a detailed manner, and we start from Surah Al-Fatihah. Now it is indeed a matter of astonishment that Mufassirin, the exegetes, and the Muhaqqiqeen, the researchers of the Holy Quran, reached this unanimous conclusion that Surah Al-Fatihah is such a chapter, is such a surah of the Holy Quran, which is a makki surah as well as a Madinan surah. So the scholars have held this unanimous view in regards to this specific chapter, surah of the Holy Quran, that Surah Al-Fatihah is the only chapter, the only surah of the Holy Quran which is a Makkan surah as well as a Madinan surah. And previously we did explore in lecture number 6 as to what the Makki and Madani surahs are and what their interpretation is, and how have the scholars evaluated them as Makki and Madinan surahs. Now in this regards, with respect to Surah Al-Fatihah, scholars have maintained this unanimous view that Surah Al-Fatihah is a Makki surah and is also a Madani surah. It is because of the reason that Surah Al-Fatihah was revealed twice. It was not revealed once. It was revealed once in Makkah al-Mukarramah, and then Surah Al-Fatihah was revealed at another instance in Madinah al-Munawwara. Hence, it is a Makki surah as well as a Madani surah. Now, Imam Bukhari narrates that Hazrat Abu Sa'id bin Mala radiyallahu anhu states that I was offering the prayers, when while offering the prayers, the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, summoned me. However, I did not go. So the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, called out to him. The Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, summoned Hazrat Abu Sa'id bin Mala, but he did not go into the presence of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. And then later, when he had finished offering his prayers, he went to the court of the beloved Prophet, the noble Prophet, the messenger, the noble of noblest Prophet, peace be upon him. He went into his court and then inquired humbly as to what the matter was. The Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, thereupon stated, "Did I not call you at that time? O Abu Sa'id, why did you not come to my presence when I called you before?" And to that, Hazrat Abu Sa'id bin Mala radiyallahu anhu, he humbly replied to the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, that, O Prophet of Allah, I did not come at that time when you called me, when you summoned me, because I was occupied in offering prayers. I was busy offering the prayers, and that is the reason that I did not come into your presence at that time. Thereupon, the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, he stated that, O Abu Sa'id bin Mala, didn't Allah Ta'ala state in the Holy Quran, Istajibu lillahi walir rasuli idha da'akum, respond to the call of Allah and His Apostle when the Apostle calls you. So Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala was explicitly stating in this blessed verse of the Holy Quran, and He was educating and teaching the Sahaba the manners of the court of the beloved Prophet, peace be upon him. He was educating them that when you are summoned by the noble messenger, peace be upon him, you are expected to arrive at once, whatsoever the circumstances. Then the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, said to Hazrat Abu Sa'id bin Mala that, O Abu Sa'id bin Mala, listen to me. Today, before leaving the mosque, I shall educate you and tell you about the greatest chapter, the greatest surah of the Holy Quran. And then the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, took hold of my hand. Hazrat Abu Sa'id bin Mala is stating this, that the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, took hold of my hand. He states that when we were about to leave the mosque, I humbly expressed that, O Prophet of Allah, you had today earlier said while in the mosque that before leaving the mosque, I shall tell you about the greatest surah, the greatest chapter of the Holy Quran. So the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, replied in the affirmative. The beloved Prophet, peace be upon him, stated, yes, I did. It is Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. And this is Sabah al-Masani, which is the 7 repetitions in English, and is that the greatest Quran, and it is the greatest Quran that was granted to me. So the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, disclosed this secret upon Hazrat Abu Sa'id bin Mala radiyallahu ta'ala anhu that day, that Surah Al-Fatihah, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, is the greatest of the verses and is the greatest Quran that was granted to the beloved Prophet, peace be upon him, and is also Sabah al-Masani, the 7 repetitions. So Hazrat Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, a beloved companion of the beloved Prophet, peace be upon him, he states that the day when Fatihatul Kitab, which is the Surah Al-Fatihah, when it was revealed, that day Iblis, the Satan, he cried a lot. He cried a river, and this surah chapter was revealed in Madinah al-Munawwara. Now this is one narration, as per which confirms that this chapter, this specific chapter or surah of the Holy Quran, Surah Al-Fatihah, it was revealed in Madinah al-Munawwara, therefore becoming a Madani surah. However, it is noteworthy that there are other narrations as well, which confirms the fact that this surah Al-Fatihah is also a makki surah, because it was revealed in Makkah al-Mukarramah as well as aforementioned. This is the only surah of the Holy Quran which was revealed twice at 2 different instances, once while in Makkah al-Mukarramah and the other while in Madinah al-Munawwara. Hazrat Abu Zaid radiyallahu ta'ala anhu states that along with the noble messenger, peace be upon him, I was going from Madinah al-Munawwara to somewhere when the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, heard someone who was reciting the Quran, which is the mother of the book, Surah Al-Fatihah, in the Tahajjud prayers. So the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, heard someone reciting Quran, the mother of the book, Surah Al-Fatihah, in the Tahajjud prayers. And thereupon, as a result, the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, stopped at once and stood there listening to the recitation of Surah Al-Fatihah until that person had finished reciting the Surah Al-Fatihah. Now the beloved Prophet, peace be upon him, thereafter stated, in the Qur'an there is no surah the like of it. So the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, stated that in this Qur'an there is no surah the like of Surah Al-Fatihah, thus highlighting the exceptional quality, the exception of Surah Al-Fatihah over the other verses. Now, in addition to this, my Shaykh, my beloved Shaykh, my Shaykh-e-Tariqat, Sayyidi Shaykh Ahmad Mohsin Munawar Yousafi, he states that it is this very surah that opens the doors of wisdom and intellect. It is this surah that opens the doors of respect, of faith and of love. It is this surah that opens the doors of rahmat. It is this surah that opens the doors of mercy of Allah Ta'ala. It opens the doors of provisions and wealth, and it also opens the doors of ruhaniyat, the spirituality, the mystic world, the metaphysical world which we read in other books. So it is this very surah which has been of great significance to the Sufi scholars, to the awliya Allah and the saints of Allah. So essentially the crux of it is that it opens the doors to all kinds of blessings. Since it opens so many doors of blessings, therefore this Surah Al-Fatihah is termed as Fatihatul Kitab. Now similarly, as per another saying, hadith, which has been recorded of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, Imam Darwi narrates in the blessed Sunan-e-Darwi Sharif that Abdul Malik bin Umair radiyallahu ta'ala anhu states that the pure Prophet of Allah, peace be upon him, stated that Surah Al-Fatihah is the surah which contains within the cure to all illnesses. Surah Al-Fatihah is the surah which contains within the cure to all illnesses. My spiritual guide and beloved Sayyidi Shaykh Ahmad Mohsin Mohsini Yousafi states this one thing, and we hold firm to this belief. He states that it is our belief that the order of the world can change, but the words uttered by the beloved Prophet, peace be upon him, they cannot change whatsoever the circumstances are. Now, they will be fulfilled. The words uttered by the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, they have to be fulfilled. They are bound to be fulfilled. Why? Because they are the words uttered by the noble messenger, peace be upon him. They are the words uttered by the seal of apostleship. They are the words uttered by the seal of prophethood, the beloved messenger, the noble messenger, the intercessor, the Holy Prophet, the beloved Prophet, peace be upon him. So the order of the world can change, but the words uttered by the beloved Prophet, peace be upon him, they will never change. They are bound to be fulfilled. And the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, then stated in this hadith that Surah Al-Fatihah contains within the cure to all illnesses. And since the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, did say that it contains within the cure to all illnesses, therefore it does contain within the cure to all illnesses, and that is absolute. His words are absolute. They are not debatable. It is not a dialogue. His words are absolute. They are certain in nature. So therefore, as per a hadith recorded in the blessed Mishkat, the Mishkat Sharif, fi Fatihatil Kitabi shifa min kulli da, that Surah Al-Fatihah contains within the cure to all illnesses. And this was also stated by Hazrat Abdul Malik bin Umair radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Hazrat Abu Sa'id Khudri radiyallahu ta'ala anhu states in Bukhari Sharif, by the way, my Sayyidi Shaykh, Muhammad Mohsin Munawar Yousafi, he was telling us that he has also visited this particular mausoleum of Hazrat Abu Sa'id Khudri radiallahu ta'ala. No, his shrine and mausoleum is in Turkey, the city of Istanbul. So Hazrat Abu Sa'id Khudri radiallahu ta'ala states that he was on a journey with other companions of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and he was going somewhere when neighboring a jungle. He says that we stopped to rest. From a neighboring town came a young girl and said that the leader of their town or tribe was bit by a scorpion. The leader was stung by a scorpion. Now scorpions are very deadly animals, and their stung, it's lethal. So in certain narrations, the leader was not actually stung by a scorpion, but was an actual stung and bit by a snake. However, in this particular narration, he was stung by a scorpion, the leader of that tribe or town, or that township. So there were no chances of his survival, as the poison was very lethal, and he was nearing death. He was about to die, and in that moment there was that young girl who Hazrat Abu Sa'id Khudri radiallahu ta'ala states that the young girl approached them and then asked that you travelers who are passing by from here, is there a person from among you who would know about such a mantra or spell that he may recite that mantra and the leader heals as a result? So a person from amongst us, now Hazrat Abu Sa'id Khudri radiallahu ta'ala is himself narrating this incident, and he was a blessed companion, a renowned companion of the beloved Prophet, peace be upon him. So Hazrat Abu Sa'id Khudri radiallahu ta'ala states that a person from amongst us went along with that girl on whom before this we never said that that person could recite and then blow over something, that is to perform the practice of dam. So he went there and recited something and then blew that thing onto that person, the leader who was stung by that scorpion. So a person from among them, the Sahabi, a blessed companion, he went there along with the young girl. He recited something and then blew on that person, that leader, and he was instantly healed. Now due to the blessings of his dam, which was reciting something and then blowing into the air, Allah Ta'ala blessed that leader of that particular township or the tribe with instant cure, who was nearing death, who was about to die, and he was healed. Now when the leader of that tribe was cured, he was healed, in happiness and as a charge of service, that leader firstly served goat's milk to all of them, and then in addition to that he gave them several goats, either 30 in number, or as per another narration he gave the entire herd to those companions of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. Now when he performed the dam on that leader and returned back, Hazrat Abu Sa'id Khudri radiallahu ta'ala is narrating this, that we asked that person that were you engaged in the practice of dam before this as well? To which he replied in the negative, not in the affirmative. He said that I have never before this engaged in an act of dam. I have never before this recited something and blew on a person before. And to this he replied in the negative, that I have never done this before. So when they inquired then what he really did, then he stated that the matter is that I recited the verses of Surah Al-Fatihah. I recited Surah Al-Fatihah and then blew on that person. I then blew on that person. So I performed this practice of dam on that leader by reciting Surah Al-Fatihah, the verses of Surah Al-Fatihah. Now this was being done for the first time, and this was the time when it was recorded for the first time. So the companions say that we did not argue with him further, and we went straight to the court of the beloved Prophet, peace be upon him, in Madinan al-Munawwara to inquire if the matter was permissible, if performing such an act was permissible, and if the goats that were given to them, because they did not slaughter those animals until they reached the court of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, because they were not sure if the meat of those animals was even halal, permissible. So they reached the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him's court, and narrated the entire incident that took place to the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. Now the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, then asked and inquired from them, tell me, when that little girl, that young girl, asked if any of you know some kind of a mantra or something, what was recited, and blew on that leader, dum. So the Sahaba took those goats and went to Medina al-Munawwara, and then when they were in the company of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, they told the beloved Prophet, peace be upon him, that I actually recited Surah Al-Fatihah, the verses of Surah Al-Fatihah, and blew that on that person. I engaged with the practice of dam by reciting Surah Al-Fatihah and then blowing that into the air towards that person. The Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, not only granted them permission to consume and slaughter those goats, but the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, stated, distribute these goats which you have brought along with you, and also take my share out from them first. Why is that? Who gave you the knowledge of Surah Al-Fatihah? Who educated of Surah Al-Fatihah? Who told you about this practice of dam? Who educated you as to what Surah Al-Fatihah is? How blessed this specific chapter of the Holy Qur'an is. It is none other than our beloved, my beloved, your beloved, the noble messenger, peace be upon him. As a matter of fact, my beloved Shaykh, Sayyidi Shaykh Ahmad Mohsin Munawar Yousafi relates, he tells us about an incident of Multan that he read in a book. As per Shaykh Tamimi, that once in the city of Multan in Pakistan, there was a plague, a disease outbreak, due to which people started dying in that city. Now Shaykh Tamimi states that since he was aware of this hadith, that in Surah Al-Fatihah is the cure to all illnesses, in Surah Al-Fatihah is the secret to the cure to all illnesses, he gathered his devotees, his disciples, his murideen, and instructed all of them to recite Surah Al-Fatihah 41 times in the manner by joining Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim with Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, that you join the meme of Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim with the alif of Alhamdulillah in a manner that it becomes Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim Milhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. So Shaykh Tamimi educated his devotees to recite Surah Al-Fatihah in this manner 41 times and then perform the act of dam on people. And Hazrat Shaykh Tamimi states that not only were the people healed due to this act, but the plague from Multan also left. It was no more after a few days, and it had come to a halt. So the virtues and blessings associated with the blessed Surah Al-Fatihah are numerous. They cannot be counted. They are numerous, and we will be subsequently addressing those blessings, some of them in the manner and in a way of exploring the exegesis of Surah Al-Fatihah. To access the same lecture in Urdu, please click on the link available below in the description.